Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kachi. We are here again. Okay. Awesome. All right. So I was supposed to have to join me on this session, but I'm Jacqueline is learning how to use Instagram. So that's
Okay.
awesome.
Finally.
It's
That's
good
sorry.
to finally figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I was almost like, because I know how long I've been waiting for
Yeah.
this, and I didn't want to.
I'm
It's good to see you. How do you do?
I'm very well. How have you been?
Fine, fine, thank God. Fine, thank
How
God.
is
You look
business?
very fresh.
How is your business
What?
doing?
May God be praised. Well, thank God. It's all I can say. At this point, one should not, but one should not complain.
Yeah,
We really should not complain. As long as we're holding on to it. This time, if you don't have God to help you out, you're on your own. So I really holding on
yeah,
for the
I
best.
agree. I
But
agree.
fine.
All right, so did you watch the people who pitched yesterday?
No, I
Okay,
couldn't because day stroke the day before work production days for me.
okay, okay.
And for me, yes.
Oh,
So I have KIV. I said I'll watch it later this week by God's grace. But I'm very sure they did well because
yes.
I saw your comment later. I saw your comment later. You're like, Group A,
Yeah,
good job. Okay, okay,
they did
okay.
great, no doubt. They really did great. The truth
Was
is,
it
it's like a learning curve for a lot of them, and I'm sure they are able to learn quite a lot. So, all right, everybody, welcome. Welcome to this session. Madam Jacqueline is the Oga Patapata of Hebron and Horeb Foods. And she'll be having a conversation with me around that brand. And of course, we're going to be talking about their plans, their expectation, and her experiences during the last speech. So, good afternoon, madam. Let's get into it. So, tell us about your brand and what you do.
okay? All right. I've already greeted you. So good afternoon to every other person on this
Yeah.
platform. Um, Keeping and Horeb is a business that started about, let's say, 3 years ago.
Okay.
It started officially 3 years ago, but the dream came on sometime in 2016, actually. You
Okay.
know, so the business is born out of a passion to see people eat healthy and drink healthy.
Yeah.
You know, we have a lot of we're in a society where they'd rather go for more, they'd rather spend less
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
more. Do you understand? So it's not so much of a thing of value. We look at value from a quantity perspective, not looking at the detrimental part of what that specific quantity will do to your system.
Mm.
For instance, now you get some product. It will not be nice to mention brand
Yeah.
names, but you get some products that are inorganic. You can get it for as cheap as 100 naira, and it gives you, it's a lot of quantity. But at the end of the day, when you look at it, how much would it take you, or how much would it cost you to flush that content out of your body? The inorganic, all the toxins and everything, the chemical reading, chemical laden stuff you have put in your body now.
Yeah.
How much would it cost you? So this, amongst other reasons, was one of the reasons we started Hebrew and Horeb Foods, where we do on tiger nut drinks. This was the first business and the first passion of the business, tiger nut drinks.
Yeah.
Now, how did I even get into this? I said the dream or the vision started in 2016. In 2016, right? Yeah. I went somewhere, it was a time in my life where I needed to know, okay, I need to do something. Something needs to change. I was tired of being in the corporate world, and I just needed something different. The corporate thing wasn't just working for me. Or should I say, I was too restless.
Yeah, yeah.
I was too restless to remain in the corporate sector. And, wanted something, always wanted more. And so I went somewhere for a convention actually, and I happened to be one of the vendors. Long story, that's another just maybe when you and I have to read it one on one, I'll get to tell you what happened. But bottom line, I was in this convention, and I happened to be one of the vendors in this convention. And this lady, we shared a tent, vendors will have to share tents and all of that. We shared a tent, and she was just this drink that she was selling. She told me it was, oh, what is this? And she goes, it's tiger nut. Okay, what is tiger nut? I didn't know before then that um, the English name for the product is actually tiger nut. We all know it to be Ophio.
Ofio, yeah,
Check
Ofio.
your from here. Ophio. Or Kunuaya, or your Igbo,
Yeah.
Akiasa.
I can answer, yeah, yeah.
I'm like, tiger nut, what is this? She showed me what that is. So I said, I know it now. Then I was like, the whole thing just took me by surprise. I'm like, so this thing that I have known for years, how can you just make something nice
Yeah.
out of it? And so himself, because it was like first of its kind in the environment, so to speak. I got really intrigued to the point that I even started selling, advertising her own product. I was like advertising her product for people, and the passion with which I was going about it. I mean, I had to bring myself back to reality. Hey, hey, hey! You are here for your own business. Don't get carried away from one of them. But I was so intrigued, and I got so interested. And she happened to be a biochemist, and then she told me nitty gritty just about the Taganov thing. So after the convention and everything, I went back home, and the thought just couldn't leave my mind. I'm someone who really doesn't. I don't like routine. I don't like what everybody likes. I just like to be different.
Yeah.
Do you get? And at that point in time, I told you I was thinking of the way forward for my life and every other aspect. So I this kind of thing just won't leave my mind. So I started doing research. So I did some research, go online, I would check, I just find out that people were actually doing it, but it wasn't as common then as it is now. Then I did a lot of research and blah 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 blah. So the whole of that period in 2016, I had armed myself with, will I say, enough info to start my own if I wanted to. But guess what was holding me back? Fear. I was just too afraid. I was too afraid. I was scared. I was like, how do I go about this? I mean, a lot of what
Yeah.
if. It was in 2017, July, I think. Yeah, somewhere mid 2017, that I gathered enough courage. Thank God for my husband who was there to also, it was really like, it's been my praise singer. It's been my backbone in all of this whole journey. So, also with some friends I told about, and they were like, why don't you do it? Just do it. Okay. Eventually, I summoned courage, got prayed about it and all of that. Then I started. And was it a roller coaster when I started? Oh my goodness. It was horrible. Trust me.
I can imagine.
It was horrible when I started. And because it's so it's quite demanding. As people see, as easy as you might think it is, it's quite a demanding venture. It needs your time, your attention, in fact, just like investing in a relationship.
Yeah.
Just So when I started at first, I was like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? Don't forget, I was a total novice. The person who even introduced me to the product, of course, she wasn't ready to tell me about it. Nobody would teach you. You have to go find your fairy one way or the other.
Yeah.
So it was the info I had online and just picking different sources. So I had to now put everything together and I started. How did I start? I started doing less than 20,000. Okay, yeah, it was even my husband who gave me the money. He gave me 20,000, but I was able to get my ingredients and everything. It was actually less than 20K. Got my stuff because I just wanted to do a bit. Then let me do some samples, give it up, just run it
Yeah.
by people. And of course, some people, well, it's a new thing. Some people embraced it. Some people downright, just missed it. You understand? And yeah, the first one I made was not really it per se. But I took my correction. I took, ah, I don't know. It's been quite an interesting journey, is all I can say. It really has been quite an interesting journey. But what has kept me in this business in these 3 years is the passion.
Mm.
It's just the passion. So tomorrow, I'll tell you, Mr. Kachi, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. Okay, you said I couldn't attend the last I couldn't attend the speaking session because I was working. And this last production that we just had, I still learned something. Do you get? So it's not a business where you say you're a master of the game, so you hang your books and no. If not, there'll be no room for growth, there'll be no room for improvement.
Yeah.
So long story short, it's been quite a roller coaster and a very interesting one, a very interesting journey, really it has been. And I really thank God. It's not just helped me in my business sense, it has also helped me, help my personal development. It's been an all-round journey, development for me in my life and all of that. So here we are today.
Interesting. I can imagine. I can imagine the pain. I can imagine the pressure, demands.
Yes.
I can imagine what it even takes to make a tiger. What it takes from you as a person to be able to grind the tiger nut. And I'm sure a lot of time your blender must have packed up because tiger nuts are not soft. Even if you soak them, to say you are soaking them for some days, they are still not going to be as. So you have to have a very sharp blade, a very strong blender to be able to. You know why? Yeah, because I was staying with my sister 2 years ago, yeah, and before I got married, and she was doing something in line to this, and I know how she used to feel that pressure. I know how she used to get very tired. Sometimes she's blending tiger nuts till like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the night. Why? Because people are making demand. I know, like you said, before now, a lot of us don't know. We know Ofio, we know, some of us know it was tiger nut, but we didn't see that other extraction, that milk aspect of it. Now, one of the things I keep saying to people who are into food processing and all of these things is the benefit of what you're bringing to me will determine if I'm going to purchase or not. Yeah, so I know people are beginning to get conscious of what they eat. Yesterday we had Adishola talk about her organic, what's it called now? Water-free skincare product. Now people are conscious of even what they put on their body. There's this consciousness, even down to what we eat. So for some of us, we have said no more carbonated drinks. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
They have given us a lot of sugar. Thank you, all of you. But right now people are beginning to get conscious, and the fact that the tiger nut juice itself has a lot of health benefits. Yeah. So these are the things that if you also begin to consciously let people know about it, it will promote whatever it is that you're doing. So I want you to tell me, what are the challenges that you have had to face, having to be in this business?
Okay. First and foremost is cost of production.
Okay.
Cost of production, it's very uncertain, But even before this COVID era, So COVID era is even stretching things way beyond. But even before the COVID era, cost of production has always been, plus you can go to the market today, a bag of tiger nuts. Before now, I used to buy a bag for about 18,000. But now, the last time I went, 27,000. 27,000. So you need to include that cost somewhere.
Yeah.
You haven't even talked about the cost of production. And also, not just about the tiger nuts or the other ingredient that you have to buy involved as well. So when you go, you buy today. Today is 1 naira. Tomorrow they just say it's 5 naira, and then nobody's begging you. If you like, buy. If you like, don't buy. So it's not left for you to know how to. So that's on the one hand. Then another challenge that we're facing is this grinding aspect too. So, I've spent a lot of money. I spent a lot, and this business has generated most of the money. I spent a lot of money buying commercial grinders. The first one I used was actually one Kenwood 800 watt blender. It was actually a wedding gift, and I was kind of sentimentally attached to it because it was my wedding gift. Sacrificed it to the business, and now I think you got, I don't know, that in its awesome ways it helped me manage that grinder until I was able to now get another one. So that one got sacrificed to the business, and I bought another one that cost me about 30 something pounds, and these grinders are expensive. So I bought like this is actually my production room. So somewhere I bought like 3, 4 of those commercial grinders. They work after a while. It's not that they're not good. They're good, but because of the content, like you said, your sister-in-law had demands. So and we're trying to keep up with production, trying to keep up with, demands and all of that. They just give up at the end of the day. Sometimes in the course of working, they just pack up like that. So I've spent a lot of money with those commercial grinders. Then the other thing is power. Power. That's yes. That has not really been. It hasn't been favorable, so to speak, yet, because it's about the integrity. We're not just. It's not about come and buy my drink. We're also preaching integrity of our products. Do you understand? When I tell you, I have dates in my drink. There are dates in it. I tell you, there's this in my drink. I think, like sometimes I brag. I say, put it to any lab because I know, by experience, I know what I'm giving to you. So because of the integrity of the product, we are very particular about the taste. So of course, another selling point is we do not use preservatives, unlike a lot of people have.
Yeah.
We do not use preservatives. That would defeat the purpose, or that would defeat the purpose of actually taking in organic stuff.
Yeah.
You understand? So this is not about pursuing profit for me. It's about seeing you take in healthy stuff, something that's good for your system. So why I mentioned power being a setback, so to speak, is in preserving the drink, you need a very good freezer. It has to be frozen. Once it's frozen, you can stay 3-4 months. Just conservatively speaking, you can stay 3-4 months without, and the taste is still going to be, be on point, so to say. Well, so power is another challenge I'm facing. Sometimes we can produce, and because I've had series of times where, after production, put it in the freezer, and because of the voltage. And it's because it's so tasking. Sometimes you get so tired and you just want to relax. Yes, you have your generator, but when power comes on, sometimes the low voltage, maybe in the middle of the night or so, can cause the freezer not to, and before you know it, everything just goes bad. So if one is bad, every other thing is bad. So these things are also a huge problem I'm facing, and what else? Those are the 3 major issues now, as it were. The other ones we've been trying to manage, we've been trying to cope one way or the other. But these 3 are 3 major issues that I can think about right now.
Okay, but the business is lucrative, yeah. In terms of revenue, I know you put in a lot of work. I also would like to know if this business is very lucrative. Are people aware? Are people really conscious of what they are thinking? What is your marketing strategy? Yeah.
I'm sorry. Could you say that again?
All right. I'm saying that is this business lucrative? Yeah. What are your marketing strategy? Are more people getting aware? Are they getting conscious in your environment, outside of your environment? Because truly, um, organic products now is like the in thing. Everybody wants to take everything fresh as it is from the source. Nobody wants to take anything that will damage their health because, like I said, the consciousness is just everywhere now. So, is this business
Yes.
lucrative for you? And we understand that there's always going to be a challenge of power, cost of production, logistics. We understand all of those challenges, but if I'm in a business, I need to always factor in all of those things in my business. Yeah. So for you as a business person, how has it been for you, lucrative wise?
Well, like I said, it's been a roller coaster all this while. Yes. If I wasn't if it wasn't a passion,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
if it wasn't, I would not have been in this business. There are a lot of obstacles, and there still are. In fact, as we now, the obstacles are even higher now with this COVID issue. So if I wasn't passionate about it, it would have been like every other business I have tried. Because this is not the first business I've been in, and this is the only business that has lasted all the time. In terms of it being lucrative, all things being equal, yes, I would say it's a lucrative business. Yeah, given all the if all things like all things being equal, it's a lucrative business because when I even started, it was a fridge I started with. I had this small chemical fridge, this with a little freezer compartment and the fridge itself. I'd even almost forgot it until recently when I was thinking about it. Like, my goodness,
So now
I think I started with that
you
little.
have made a lot of money now. That's what you're telling us.
Yes, at least giving me two deep freezers.
You have made a lot of money, because if you started, of course, this is what gives us joy and we find fulfillment. If I'm doing a business, obstacles are actually one of those things, those stepping stones that push you to greatness. So they are okay. That spirit of Nigeria, that Nigerian spirit, that entrepreneurial spirit is that thing that will get you going despite the odds, despite the challenges, despite the difficult times. But when the money start coming in, you'll be like, okay, even if you had worked till 2 a.m. and you probably did your deliveries and the money came in, when you look at the money, there's this sense of fulfillment you have to say, I try. That kind of thing. So your marketing strategy
Exactly.
now, your marketing strategy, like, do you have, I know during your first pitch session, I know we talked about NAVDAQ, yeah. I know that's also one of the things that will get you to be able to sell in some high big malls, yeah. Because a lot of these big malls will not want to, supermarkets, they will not want to take that because they feel that this is not NAVDAQ certified. Even though the drink is healthy, even though it was done under a good hygienic condition, but because it's not NAVDAQ certified, a lot of times they tend to want to, look away. So, what are you doing in this direction? Are you looking at getting that, and how soon do you intend to do that?
Okay. Thank you for bringing this up. Funnily enough, this NASDAQ thing that before now I had feared would be a very huge constraint. One way or the other. It's I'm not trying to sound conceited, but one way or the other, it hasn't really worked against me. But that doesn't mean it's not something like from the pipeline.
Yeah.
It's in the pipeline. I'm working on. In fact, I think before the COVID, I've actually started making inquiries and everything.
Yeah.
So why this not thing? What's the only, at least in my immediate environment, is not that it hasn't been an issue. Looking at supplying to big stores, the highbrow areas especially, it's like, okay, they might say this the NASDAQ the NASDAQ issue or the NASDAQ just might come into play. So that's one of the reasons we are trying to we're working on getting the NAFDAC. And of course, it's not just tiger nut thing. We're also looking at other areas. Thank God, organic craze now, or the organic fad, that just come up now. So I just pray that the craze stays forever, because most Nigerians and fads on trends. 1 minute it's a fitness trend. Everybody wants to be jumping. Everybody is before it dies down. Another minute is what kind of trends keep popping up in the but I just pray that now that is the I pray it's something that lasts and stays. If you stay, I mean, if it stays, a lot of people all of us have a lot to benefit from this organic thing now, because a lot of people will now make conscious effort to start looking into that thing that you call organic, and really stay true to that term, giving out real organic products in the end. I think that is something that we are really looking into, and by God's grace, we'll see how we go between this woman and the door. We started making inquiries, all of that.
I think
it's not.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not something we are rolling out. It's very, very, very important. Something that's definitely going to happen in the long run.
Also, I think it's very important, because for me, one of the things that everybody who does business should be thinking is scaling up. At some point in time, you want that room for expansion. Everything about you will just be yearning for growth. You want to do more. If you're getting like on a regular 100 people you're supplying tiger nuts to on a regular basis, how do you now expand beyond 100 to 200? Because the more people you sell to, the more money you make, the more people get aware of your business. So at some point in time, and some of the times, these are the things that helps us to scale up. And that's why I have to bring that up, because if you have that, it will be easier for some of us to even come on air and say, okay, this is the tiger nut, this is that, and all of those things. So people can begin to also look in the line of trying to purchase that. Nigeria is the kind of system where we just want to make things difficult for ourselves, yeah. But I'm sure that God is not going to make it as difficult as Nigerians wants to make it look for us. So for whatever it is you're doing, like I've been telling every other person who have come on here, is to stay and focus. A lot more energy needs to be put into what we are doing. Beyond passion, there's always this hard work thing that has to come in between before you begin to profit from it. If you're not ready to work, if you're not ready to research, okay, like you said before, at the point that you began to learn about this thing, the person who probably introduced you to tiger nut juice probably is not giving you the recipes that you're using right now. You must have also done one or two research, how do I make mine better? How do I make my own a lot more better than everywhere? Because everywhere you go now, you see tiger nut juice. Everywhere you go, you see. So what is that unique recipe that you are bringing to the table? And that is where the work is, because the more you try to expand your mind to, okay, what do I do? Try to just experiment, because I know there's some people who add coconut, they will add ginger, they will add garlic, some will add honey. All of these things is just to give you that spice, because all these things I mentioned are also healthy for the system. So just imagine you having all of this recipe and well packaged that, and where it will help that business to really grow. And one other thing I was going to ask you, like, I don't know what your online presence is like. I remember I shared a link, an Instagram page with you on yeah. If you see what that lady is doing, she's doing amazing. She's doing amazing stuff online, because sometimes you also need to build your online presence as a brand, especially I know somebody who was just, let me see if I can search that check her out. I don't know whether it's a he or a she, but I think they have a brand. They even call it Tiger Nut. Yeah, Tiger Nut Republic.
Oh yes, of course.
There's Tiger Nut Republic, there's Tiger Nut World, there's Tiger Nut NG. So you see that a lot of you now are in this, and this guy has 34,000, 34.2K followers on Instagram. So you can imagine. Now, let me read out his bio. Tiger Nut, NAFDAC certified, Tiger Nut, Swallow for Nibbles, Granola, Kentola, salt. They just have all of these spices. Now, the spices is to make people like us who probably is hungry for a Tiger Nut juice. I can just look at these people up and order, or you get to know what they are doing, and they are constantly creating graphics and stuff like that. That's why I need to ask you, because for you to be part of our finalists, one of the things we intend to do is to help you guys see all these other areas where you are not exploring yet, to begin to explore. Because at the end of the day, your business has got to grow. Your business has got to employ more people. Your business has got to help us as a foundation to curb the issue of unemployment. For us, a lot of people might not understand why we are doing this. Really, we could have asked people to just do a 1 minute, 2 minute video and send to us, and we'll pick. But the feedback that you guys are getting during the pitch session should really, really help you guys in terms of exploring these other areas where you are not currently exploring. So you need to let us know what you're doing in regards to your online presence, Facebook, Instagram, all of those platforms where you really need pictures. So let us know what you're doing in that regard.
Well, actually, for now, I've never really given it as I ought to have given it. Because I've been so busy with a lot of stuff. I think there was even a time I tried to pay someone to do or so, but the person, I don't know, wasn't supposed for me one story or the other. But I haven't really given this online thing that much attention until like late last year or sometime this COVID period, So if whatever post that people put up way before now, it has to, if anybody goes in there, you find out it's something old. So it's something I have really seen the need, even beyond this, Yoremi Foundation program. I've seen the need for it for me to really, make my online, take it as a priority. Take that as a priority. If you notice, if you remember in the pitch, I mentioned visibility. Yes. Okay, I go on.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, I can hear
you. So during my peak, one of the things I took was visibility. But because of trying to go further, I think we had internet issues then. Then we had to round off the time. So visibility is something that I really would need to work on. I've been working on it, but yes, I know there is you can't work on it enough. You can't.
Yeah, you can. And you have to constantly do that. You have to constantly put yourself in the faces of the people, however you can. You might just be in the process of production. You snap, post on Instagram. You might not be giving caption. If captioning the post is a problem for now, just take an image, link your Facebook to your Instagram. So when you post on Facebook, it appears. So you don't have to be posting here and posting there. With one post, it appears on both places. Yeah. So if you don't have caption, just put a hashtag, your brand name, just hashtag it. Keep doing it. It's going to grow to a point to begin to consciously know what you're going to be captioning your post. It's going to come to a point in time. Then you begin to also run maybe one or two adverts here and there, and then see how it.
Yes, all those will definitely look seriously. We really I need to pay attention to. Because now it's gone beyond, will I say thank God for this COVID, or I don't know, COVID has come as a form of a block for many of us, because it has helped us to see, to look inwards, get out of your comfort zone and look inwards to see what else you can, what you can make out of this situation. It has been an eye-opener for me, really. So all those hidden potential, they started coming out now. I would say.
The thing is, what's it called? COVID-19 was not totally a bad thing. I know it took a lot of lives. Yeah.
It's a blessing.
Yeah, It's not that, because a lot of things went on this time that really made me realize that at least a lot of us got to bond with our families. A lot of us got to read more. I think COVID-19 helped me to actually read more. You know, I was able to do a lot more research. I was able to study more. I was able to, then of course, a lot of ideas with regards to some of the things we are doing now. It was COVID-19. COVID-19 helped us to helped us in starting a farm, which is already yielding. So it was not totally a bad thing. So a lot of times, how we perceive an issue will determine what that issue becomes for us. So if I see it and I'm optimistic about it, I'm not, yeah, it's not your making. There is nothing you can do about it. So you have got to accept it. And now accepting it now is not for you to make it look like a bad thing, but accepting it to make it look like what are the positives that come around this particular thing that came. Because if you begin to think negative, all around you is negative vibe. But if you begin to look at it from the positive angle, you begin to see that, yeah, positivity, there is this kind of energy it gives you. Even when you know things are bad, but you're not feeling bad, you just have this joy inside. They say, the Bible says, is the out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. More like that joy from the inside of you, and all of those things. So, the next question I'm going to ask you: where do you see your brand in the next 5 years? 5 years.
5 years. Oh, 5 years.
Yeah.
Look at it. You think it's a long time, but 5 years is here already. Okay, well, if I say I haven't thought of that, that would not be true. I'm actually looking at partnerships.
Okay.
Looking at partnerships, yes. Yes. I'm willing to explore that option. And also, then that's great. Move away from, because I work from home now. Get my own space. Get my own space where I can, where I can have people come in, and it's very, very beautiful and beautiful environment. The ambience is just right. The natural stuff. Then, or stuff like then, would have been having a lot of other products as well. We plan to have, you know, walk-ins where you come in, you can eat healthy, drink healthy. You understand? Not spoon food per se, but have a lot of finger food in our own building. We have a nice, nice environment. So that's the progress. That's one thing I'm looking at. There's the partnership aspect of it. We have people or anyone who can come and invest. There's really a lot to gain from this business, not just financially, but in terms of empowerment. So, working in this business, I want to go free. I want to go beyond the next 5 years. I should have the raise of that, not less than 20, 30 people. I got who are beneficiaries by terms of employment, business employment. And also a lot of the value chain is another thing to explore. The value chain concept. There's really no waste. There's no waste in this problem. What are you doing now?
I think there's a problem. I don't know whether it's your network. Let me take you off and react you, because it's breaking so much. I'm sure people cannot hear you. Let me take you off.
And I can hear you clear.
Let me take you off and react. Sorry guys. There's a lot of noise on the background. Let me add that. Okay. So, Madam Jacqueline, all you just need to do is to accept the request and come online with me. Yeah. There was a lot of noise on the background, so I'm sure a lot of you watching probably are not hearing what you say because it was breaking and there was a lot of crack. So I need to hear clearly, especially in this final question, so that I'm sure this is a network problem. I'm sure it is. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. Accept, Madam Jacqueline. Just accept from your end and join. Accept and join me. Are you there? I can see you typing. Okay. All right. So, I don't know. All right. So let me wait for her to probably send the request. So far, we've been having conversation with Madam Jacqueline. She's into the production of tiger nut juice, and all, and on some of these organic fruit juice. For me, I also think it's an industry that is very productive, an industry that is viable. Yeah, because we are at that point in time in our lives where people are trying to get conscious of what they drink, what they eat. I can't see it. Just allow me send you a request, then you'll accept. Okay? I can't see your request. So let me send you, just accept. Okay? Just accept. Okay, so I think it's a viable industry. I think it's an industry that's really doing great. All right, because the
Hello?
network was breaking, I was not able to hear you. There was a lot of crack, you know.
Okay. I can hear you so very happy. Yes, it's very clear.
Mine is clear because I have a sound network. I'm not priding.
Yeah.
All right, so you were telling us about what you are, where you hope to see your brand in the next 5 years.
Yeah. I was telling you about us owning our own outlet, so to speak. And also, government is a lot of something seriously. Then, exploring
Your network is still breaking. Your network is still breaking. Even C14 is telling me
how come?
the network is still breaking. So it's not just me. The
Oh,
rest of them are also hearing that. You're
really?
talking, we can see your face, but we can't really. There's this crack, like, so if you're saying something, before you finish a sentence, it will break. So we might miss the main ingredient of what you are saying. So at that point, communication is not clear.
And I don't want this to break up. Really enjoy. Uh,
All right, let your phone be steady. 14 is always the one helping me out.
okay, it is.
All right, so
Okay.
okay, let's continue.
Let's continue because I'm not having any issues hearing you at all. But can you hear me
Yeah,
clearly?
I think it's better now. I think it's better now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, why did you look?
Your 5 years, where you see your brand in the next 5 years?
Like go over it again for
I,
the third
I
time?
can't hear you. I don't know what you were saying. So please, I'm sorry. It wasn't my fault.
No, no, no. It's not your. Okay. So now I was saying, by God's grace, us having our own
Your own
space,
space, yeah.
home, our own space. Okay, let's chip in by then, but first of all, that will be should be ready. So I'll chip that in as well. And empowerment, very, very important. Empowerment. Speaking of which, it's not like I'm trying to. I'm just one here. Speaking of empowerment, like my one that works for me now, one of my production assistant. The three that I started out with, hmm, fridge I started this business with. I gave it to her. I'm not trying to blow my trumpet. Uh, make a point here. Gave it to her, and now with that fridge, she's using that fridge to sell. So that's extra for her. It's not all about not wanting to acquire. When you also should give back something like that is sustainable. Look at that now, and she uses it for just for her family, and she uses it just to drink water, and salt, noodles. So I had to tell her, look, why don't you use it to start making money? Yeah, this is a thing that's always not to sell, not to sell, not to sell stuff that people around. And I will tell her that we can even start selling something else as well. I so this is what is empowerment now. Not to give you a job, but to also see that your life is going well. You added to the next of my empowerment. Something I'm also there. And labor this answer now. So I was over region. So last.
All right. So at this point, I'm really going to, of course, I've been praying. I'm not just, I pray for you guys. Really. There's an intention in our hearts. There's where we want to see all of you truly in the next 5 years. We might not have the capacity to do for everybody, but we also know that there's nothing impossible with God. And if our mind can think it, it means we can achieve it. A lot of times, we place this kind of limitations on ourselves, and it limits us from the things that we should be doing. Now, when you started off, you said you had fear. How do I start? Yeah. What if they do that? What if this one? What if that? There's always a what if, yeah? But life is not always like that. Sometimes, just try it out. If you fail, you have learned the way of not doing something. Now, if you don't try something out, you will not know how it is. So sometimes some people have done things out of, they were not afraid of anything, they just wanted to do, because if I do it and I learn something, then what is funny? So if you learn something and you do it and you go all out and do it and you put in your best, it will definitely yield for you. Sometimes it might not come out. There are people who start up business first year, first month, they are making sales. Glory be to God for them. There are people, it might take you 5 years to break it. For some, it might take you 2 years. For some, it might take them 10 years. But the consistency, that you put into that thing is what is going to definitely yield for you. The place of hard work, the place of consistency, the place of refining your idea constantly, trying to move with the trend. Sometimes I was listening to Pastor Sam earlier today, and sometimes we know what God said, but we don't know what He's saying now, because God is always saying something to us. God is always telling us stuff. But because we are so used to the things that God has said, maybe from the things you read in the Bible, we just feel like that is the way it should go. I'll give an example. God told Abraham to go and kill his son. Now, Abraham carried Isaac. They were going to slaughter Isaac. Yeah? Isaac, humble boy, he followed his father. But imagine if Abraham was not attentive to God. He would have probably killed that guy. He knew what God told him before. But when God told him, don't kill this child, I am testing you. Do you understand? So all of us, even as business people, I'm a believer in the things that God can do for man. I'm a believer in the things in the fact that God gives us ideas. The Bible says in Deuteronomy, He's the one that gives us power to make wealth. So if God is the one that gives me power to make wealth, it means He has the capacity to grow my business. So we must always be
What's here?
we must always be conscious of what is going on now. So when I say move with the trend, look at what is happening, pay attention. You say watch and pray. As you're praying for God to do something, but you also need to open your eyes and be identifying areas you need to, conquer. So as business people, these are the things that we also need to be looking out for. So when those opportunities come, you know how to delve into it, you know how to jump into it and get the desired result. So I want to say a very big thank you to you for coming through and preaching already. I'm not a preacher. All right. And thank you for coming through. We're looking forward to your pitch session. And you didn't tell us about your session. Just in 1 minute, tell me, how was the experience like the first time you pitched? How was
I
it?
didn't tell you what.
Go ahead.
I didn't get you.
I'm saying that share your experience with me. The first time you pitched, what was your experience like? Was it a tough session? Were there feedbacks that you got that you probably put into your business? This question. Did you hear what I said? Your network is, it must be, your network is, that's what I'm saying. I say your network is helping us now. I was just asking a question. I was saying that, okay, now your network is frozen. It's frozen from my end. I'm sure you guys can hear me. Fortune, if you can hear me, let me know. But please, the foundation should crowdfund for all of us. For us. Oh, but okay. We are a big shout out to Madam Jacqueline. It's been an interesting time. It's been an interesting conversation with you. I just wanted to know what your experience was like on the day of your first week, but apparently the network is messing us up. So a very big thank you to everybody who joined me. A special shout out to all of you. If you were amongst those who are pitching, and if you're among those who are pitched, I think we should have like a Zoom meeting in a few minutes from now, so that I will also share my thoughts from yesterday and expectations for those who are yet to pitch, right? So thank you very much, everybody. My name is Kachi Mendu. I'll see you on the next one.